I told the mayor that all that bacon is going to lift my cholesterol to another level. Well, thank you, Mayor and Deputy Mayor, and all of you that are here from the Adams team. This is how we clean the environment. This is how we clean the air. A bus at a time, right? A truck at a time, right? And this funding from the Bipartisan Infrastructure and Jobs Act. Don't forget the last word, the jobs word, because this money not only brings infrastructure, but is an economic stimulus for the economy, right? It's a job-producing initiative. And so the charging station, great for this neighborhood. A lot of truck traffic here, obviously. So this will help us get away from fossil fuels and help us clean the environment, particularly in the Bronx and other places where, as was said earlier, children suffer from a high level of asthma and other respiratory diseases. So this is the kind of work that we like to do in Washington. It produces changes. Infrastructure is not a cheap endeavor, right? It's deep pocket, right? You travel to other places in the world. You know, I get jealous. I see the infrastructure in some other countries and I say, wow, you know, America, come on, let's do it. And this is what it is, right? This is how we do it. Like the song says, right? This is how we do it, right? Yeah, I think there's a song like that. I think I'm aging myself here. But this is important, $75 million in federal grants for new electric school buses and the truck charging infrastructure at the Hunts Point produce market, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the country, in the Northeast for sure. It feeds all of the East Coast and maybe a little bit more than that. So this is so important. It's an historic investment. We'll put 180 clean school buses in our New York City streets and ensure clean and breathable air for all the kids in our neighborhoods. So this is important. They ought to learn about this too, because this is also like a culture, right, that you got to develop. It's not just the bus. It's not just the charging station. It's becoming acquainted with the issues of clean air and the environment. And I think kids are open to that. I have a grandson that lives not too far from here. Yeah. In fact, you know, when I come see him, I always get lost on Sariga Avenue. So you're doing some heavy construction there, yeah? And so he suffers from asthma, right? But he's into the environment. He's a smart little kid. And I think that children now are ready for this. They ought to know that they're going to go on an electric school bus. And it should become part of their everyday culture, right? I think that's what we need to develop in the city. I want to thank the mayor and all those. I think we have a new regional EPA administrator, right? How do I know this? You know, I think it's my team. I have a good team. My name is, get up. A hand of applause for my chief of staff. You're from the Bronx?
Yeah.
She's from the Bronx, too. Give it up for her.